Communications with HJM. I'm Lisa Harris-Jones.
And I'm Barry Glassman.
And today we have Faith Leach, the first woman city administrator for the city of Baltimore. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, thanks so much for having me.
Welcome.
So let's start right there. You're the city administrator. A lot of people don't understand what that role means. Can you just give us an understanding of what your day-to-day operations are like?
Absolutely, and I'm so glad that we're starting there because this role is new for the city of Baltimore. So the majority of jurisdictions and municipalities within Maryland actually have a county administrator. So Baltimore County, Montgomery County, PG County, they all have a county administrator. But Baltimore didn't get a city administrator until about 2020. And that was when then Council President Brandon Scott, who is now Mayor Scott, put forward a charter amendment to bring on a professional government manager into the ranks of Baltimore City. That charter amendment then went to the voters, and the voters overwhelmingly supported the creation of a city administrator. And so what does that mean? What do I get to do? I think I have the best job next to the mayor in all of city government. I'm responsible for the day-to-day operations of government. That means all of the city agencies and departments report up to me. Everyone from the Department of Public Works, the Department of Transportation, Homeless Services, they all report to the mayor, but they report through the city administrator. And I like to think of my role as the city's chief delivery officer. I am there to deliver results for the residents of the city of Baltimore, and that's what I'm committed to.
When I was county executive, the county administrator or the administrator is one of the most important jobs because you kind of have to deal with all the headaches, the day-to-day things. Is it like putting out fires every day, or do you just got to kind of work down each of your agencies?
Yeah, so that's such a good question, and I will admit, it is a lot of putting out fires, but it is also critical for the city administrator to implement the mayor's vision. Right? So the mayor has lofty goals, and he made promises to the residents of our city to deliver on better city services, to drive down homicides and crime in the city of Baltimore, to grow our businesses and our economic base in the city of Baltimore. I have to deal with that while also managing the day-to-day operations of our agencies and also driving the performance of our agencies to meet these lofty goals and this large vision that the mayor has for the city of Baltimore.
So what would you say are the major initiatives that are going on right now in the city of Baltimore?
One of the first big things that I was able to tackle in my role as city administrator was our procurement system. We had a notoriously slow procurement system. We had a notoriously slow vendor payment system. And I was able to come in and really focus in on how we can reform and overhaul and improve our procurement system. And so we've been able to hire top tier talent with over 20 years experience in procurement to implement overhauls and reforms of the city's procurement system. And we are making progress. We are not there yet. We're not going to be there until we have the best procurement system in the country, and we're not going to stop working at it until we can get that done. But we have made such progress in being able to procure services faster. Right now, we have a citywide cleanup. So when I started, I did these things called city services sprints, and it's based in an agile methodology. But essentially, I said I wanted to see how we performed on a core set of city services. Graffiti removal, repaving, even the collection of litter, for example. And so what we would do is we would set these lofty goals. We would say we're going to repave 10 lane miles of roadway, or we're going to remove 1,000 graffiti markings or fill 10,000 potholes. And I did that because, one, I wanted to set lofty but achievable goals so that our teams could achieve them. But I also wanted to see how are we performing our services? Are we actually measuring the impact of our city services? And it also was a morale booster. So the mayor and I would go out, we would perform the service, we would work with the teams, and they met all of their goals. And so what we decided to do was what we are calling now the Charm City Cleanup. And so it is what I consider to probably be the most aggressive cleanup effort that we've had in this city.
And I know there's never a short list of things you got to get done in the future. And I was wondering when you think about key initiatives for the future, what kind of what kind of areas do you think you'll tackle next?
Yeah, absolutely. So I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge some of the challenges that we're having, which is with our permit system. And I hear from, developers to homeowners, some of the challenges that they are experiencing with the city's permit system. But I look at this as an opportunity. It's an opportunity for us to reimagine how we do permits in the city of Baltimore, right? One of the things I've learned is you can't let a good crisis go to waste. And so right now we're having some very real challenges, but what we've done is we've done a real deep dive on our processes to look at how we can completely overhaul that system. We've looked at best practices in other jurisdictions. And so what I think the listeners and viewers will see from us is some really innovative things that are coming around in the permit space. Also, we are working on the city's 10-year financial plan, and it's our long-range strategic plan for the city of Baltimore. And there are going to be a number of bold initiatives and also just some common sense things that we need to do to be more efficient and to improve our government operations.
I'm born and raised here. It's very important that our main office remains in Baltimore City. I love Baltimore. Do some bragging about Baltimore. Because when in my travels, and I say I'm from Baltimore, people look at me and they want to know what's going on there, and I tell them great things are happening in Baltimore. So this is your moment to brag about Baltimore. What other big successes have we had, and what can we look forward to?
Well, absolutely. Let me tell you, Lisa, I actually think that bragging on Baltimore is so easy right now because we are seeing historic declines in homicides, the lowest ever recorded in the city. And now when I'm out and about, whether in the city or when I'm visiting friends in other places, they all congratulate me. And that story is making national news. Everyone from the Washington Post, CNN, all of these national outlets have been lauding the efforts of our mayor to drive down homicides. I remember, I've been with the mayor since he came in early in his first term, and I remember him setting this lofty goal, 15% reduction in homicides year over year. We didn't make the goal in our first year, but the mayor didn't give up. He didn't give up on his strategy. He created the city's first ever comprehensive violence reduction plan, and we update that plan every 2 years. When I came in, homicides were at 332. We had 332. Last year, we ended the year with 201 homicides. Today, we're seeing a 20% reduction on top of the reduction we saw last year and the year before. I mean, you are talking about some real progress on homicides, and it is a national good news story about what is happening in the city of Baltimore. And so I think we have to celebrate that. We are making and breaking records, the lowest homicides ever recorded in a single month. And at this point in the year, I think that's something that we should be bragging about, is the progress that we're making there. We're going to build on that too. And the mayor has put forward a pretty aggressive plan to eliminate vacant houses in the city over the next 15 years. It's a $3 billion plan, and we're working in partnership with Governor Moore and our partners at the state who have committed $50 million a year to this effort. We have partners at the Greater Baltimore Committee and with Build, and so we're working with community, and we're going to make just as much progress when it comes to our vacant houses as well.
And I know in your job, you're kind of, if you're a city employee, you're kind of the first person you go to or you hear from. Can you say a few things about the city employees that make this city run, that do some rough jobs, easy jobs, but I know they're an important part of the success of Baltimore?
Absolutely. There are nearly 13,000 employees that work for the city of Baltimore, and there is no way the mayor or I could do our jobs if we did not have the best and brightest city employees working for us. I mentioned the Department of Public Works, and again, we have some of the hardest working folks there at the Department of Transportation, and they are so committed to this city. Our city employees love this city, and so many of them are from Baltimore and they call Baltimore home. And so when you talk about the pride that we have for our cities, that's the pride that our city employees have for the work that they do. When they are picking up trash or filling potholes, they're doing it in their own communities and in their own neighborhoods. So whenever I'm in front of the city council, I always like to start with a thank you to city employees because they are the ones that make my job easy. They are the ones that keep this city going and keep this city running. And so I always like to focus in on our city employees and all the things that we can do to support them professionally and otherwise.
So I know you're from North Carolina, and so my question to you is, are you a Ravens fan? Do you understand how great our Ravens are? Are you a Ravens fan?
Absolutely, I'm a Ravens fan. I don't
Okay.
even, Lisa, why would you even ask me
I
that?
just
Of course
want
I'm a
to
Ravens
make
fan.
sure. I love you, and I think you're doing a great job. But I would like have a pause if I found out you weren't a Ravens fan. But to know that you've made the Ravens part of you,
Oh, yeah.
I love you even more.
Yeah, let me tell you, I love Baltimore. It has been such an honor to serve the residents of our city and to really be immersed in the culture of the city of Baltimore, and starting with the Ravens and the O's. It has just been such an honor working alongside Mayor Scott. I get to enjoy all the fabulous food. Baltimore is absolutely a foodie town. I make my friends come and visit me from DC and New York and all of the other places because I want so many other people to visit and see the charm in Charm City, because I have absolutely fallen in love with Baltimore.
Well, we have fallen in love with you.
Oh,
Well, thank you for joining us.
yes, absolutely. Thanks so much for having me.
And thank you for joining us with Conversations with HJM.